Aloha, I'm Mahialani Richardson, the morning anchor at KITV4 News, and welcome to Voter Viewpoint. Voter Viewpoint is a series of discussions hosted by Olelo every election season to bring together experts on issues that affect Hawaii voters. In addition to airing on cable television, the programs are available on demand on the internet and are featured on a Vote Central webpage, olelo.org/vote. And that allows for public comment. Comments and transcripts will be given to Hawaii elected officials by year's end. In this program, we'll be talking about Hawaiian Affairs. And the panelists joining me today are former Governor John Waihe'e, the chair of the Native Hawaiian Role Commission, Lilikala Kame'elehiva, the director of the University of Hawaii Kamakakuokalani Center for Hawaiian Studies, and Leimomi Khan, the chair of the No Vote, No Grumble Coalition. I am truly honored to be here today with such a distinguished panel. I've covered issues here in Hawaii for almost 17 years. Some of the Hawaiian issues that I've covered are Bishop Estate, many of the rallies at the state capitol, the Hokulea, and I have never been on a panel such as this. So mahalo for having me today.
Well, thank you.
Well, Governor, why don't I start off with you first? Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're doing today?
Well, I am involved in a venture, really, from my point of view, to lay the foundation for Hawaiian self-governance. And the Native Hawaiian Role Commission was established by Act 195, and anybody who wants to read it can read it. But we see it as, I see it as an opportunity to do something that many of us have been struggling with for a long time, or working toward for a long time, and that is to unify those people, those of us in Hawaii, who believe that the Hawaiian people are still a nation, that our queen had passed on to us our unrelinquished sovereignty, and we need to go about restoring self-governance. And we're doing that through a project called Kana'i Oluvalu, which is the sound of people getting together, striving to do something. And it consists of two parts. First of all, a petition, which invites people who hold that same point of view to demonstrate their support for the restoration of Hawaiian self-governance, and second, by the creation of a registry of individuals who want to go about asserting their sovereignty, which is organizing in a fashion that would further Hawaiian self-determination, governance. I don't like the word determination too much, in the sense that these are people that have already agreed that we ought to be asserting our self-governance.
Lilikala, you're also a very familiar face in the Native Hawaiian community. Why don't you talk about what you're doing today?
Actually, I just want to also thank you for being here and for being invited. I am not the director of Kamakakuokalani anymore. We rotate the directorship among the senior faculty. It's okay. I just want to say Maile Andrade is the next is our upcoming director. She's on August 1st, and she's replacing her husband Carlos Andrade. So we rotate that. But I am a professor there, and certainly we do teach about all of these issues. I'm really glad to be here to be able to talk about that. One of the things that I'm doing is I've got a federal grant, and we're looking at food sustainability, and we're looking at land, and we're looking at how we can use the land, how Native Hawaiians used the land in the past, where our water is, where our lands were, and looking at how many ahupua there are. There actually are 1,300 ahupua in the Pae'aina. So we're looking at those kind of issues because it goes hand in hand with self-determination.
Exactly.
We have to be able to feed our people. So I've got now, let's say 15 Hawaiians on the grant that they know how to get the harvest things out of the archives to look at what happened. They're looking at maps. Pretty soon we're going to have a website that will have all of the maps of Oahu. We're focusing on Oahu. If you can solve food problems on Oahu, you can solve food problems anywhere. So that's one of the things we're looking at. But also, as we're talking about self-governance, for a long time, the Center for Hawaiian Studies, as you know, has been very political. And we've looked at an array of what self-governance means and how we can achieve it. So as I was saying earlier, when we were talking before this, that Mililani Trask taught us in Kalahui, Hawaii, that there are 4 arenas. And so we need to look at those 4 arenas. One is international. If you want to be independent, you
Right.
got to go to the United Nations. So we take students to the UN every year, and we have done for the past 10 years. We've been taking students there so they can learn about that option. Then another thing is federal recognition. At the federal level, you have some things going on that afford natives the chance to control their land bases. You see, Alaska natives have done quite well with that. And then, you've got organizing our people. And so when I look, and then the fourth one, I'm sorry, is also Native Nation to Native Nation. So when I look at the commission, I see that this is a way of organizing our people. So that's one area of sovereignty work. And also it's a way to talk to the federal government because the state is a part of the federal government. So that state bureaucracy could be knocking on the door helping us get federal recognition. And I know that's a controversial idea for some. A little bit later, I'll talk about why I have supported federal recognition.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's kind of me.
Leimomi, I assume you don't want to hear any grumbling and people should vote, right?
Yes, people should absolutely vote, and it's okay to grumble and to have dissenting opinions because it does keep us well informed and educated so that we can do good, make good laws, etc. Let's see, I am the chair. I'm involved now as the chair of the No Vote, No Grumble Coalition, and it was founded in 2006 by Partners in Development. And actually they founded at that time because the legislature or the city council was cutting funds for social service organizations, and they all felt like we need to do something about this. We need to have more voice. And so they started the No Vote, No Grumble theme or work. And Iliu Ula Okalani, Vikiho Takamini, Wayne Panoke, you'll remember them. They were the face of that in 2006, and then it continued. The coalition has grown. So we have organizations like the Association of Hawaiian Civic Clubs, Focused, which is made up of a number of social services organizations and a number of other organizations. And we have some homestead organizations on it. So all of us are committed to three things. One, voter registration. Two, voter education. And three, getting the vote out. And so why is this so important? I'm just going to speak for myself. And that is that I think it has to do with the ano, or the spirit of our land, and keeping that good ano. So for me, it's about, for example, when we talk about rail, it's about whether we, buy rail, and I'm not saying I'm for or against it, I'm still thinking on it, but for me, things like rail affect the ano or spirit of the land. If I want to live in a place with tall buildings, lots of buildings and all, then I think I should go live in New York. But for a Hawaiian, I am tied to the land. So for me, it's important to be able to get up in the morning, to see the greenery out there, to have parks where our children can play, to have oceans where we can continue to go canoe paddle or surf, whatever. Decisions, though, about that spirit are made by legislators at our legislature. So if we are silent, our voice isn't counted. I heard one legislator say that, when it comes down to making a decision on a bill, I have to think about those people who voted for me. And sorry to say, Leimomi, but sometimes it's not the Native Hawaiians who are there. So our voice is important. Our voice can be influential, especially as a bloc or as a